This is Surgeon General Vivek Murthy's framework for mental health and well-being in the workplace. And I love this because a lot of the words that you just heard me use on the previous slide about why people might be leaving their job or consider leaving their job are all things that are required for our mental health and well-being. These are security, safety, accomplishment, learning, dignity, meaning, flexibility, autonomy. Those are my two favorite words on this slide. Belonging, social support. All of these and equity drive our experience of the workplace, but they also contribute to our mental health. And on the outside of this is my other favorite topic, which is boundaries. And we have to have boundaries, physical, mental, and emotional boundaries, boundaries around resources, time, and our own identities. And when we protect those boundaries, what we're doing is we're setting rules. We're setting rules for how people connect with us and how we connect with them. And we're doing that in our one-on-ones, and we're doing that at a collective level. And to take it back, why do I talk about boundaries and how they guide our connection? And that is because connection is how we weather hard times. If you follow me on any platforms, one of the things I talk about most in this current moment is that I really believe that we have to be more connected, that we have to see that we have things in common, that we have a shared take and a shared interest in what is going on in our communities. And then that is how we can change the system, and that is how we can make things better. Even though it seems terrible sometimes, there are plenty of times in history where people were like, I don't know how we're going to weather this. We'll weather it, and the way we weather it is together. And so care and connection, in my opinion, are not soft skills. I think of them as strategic actions. So when I talk to people about their strategic planning process, I'm intentional in asking, how are you caring and connecting? How are you ensuring that your policies and that your programs support care and connection? These are the foundation for collective advocacy. Because again, when we feel like we have something in common, when we care about each other and we're connected to each other, then we come together to take action to protect and uplift those things. And when we're isolated, we can't see shared struggles, right? We can't build the power to change them. And perhaps that's intentional. Maybe that's intentional by these social app designers and AI. Who knows, right? But if you keep us isolated and uninformed, then you don't have to worry about what we're going to do because we're not going to come together in the way that we should. And when I talk about wellness being political, I want to go back to that example of, if you're worried about childcare or you're worried about finding a grocery store or you're worried about transport to school, you're not going to be worried about organizing for some larger social issue. Maybe you are. Maybe you'll find the time. But the reality is it's much harder to do that. And that's why justice is also health.